Spencer Hodge, one of the finest wildlife artists in the world, is exhibiting here in Monte Carlo at Monaco Fine Arts Gallery. So Spencer, what are you exhibiting?
There's a collection of watercolors that I've done over the past years, some from Africa, some from India, some from the Bahamas, the islands. And I must say, looking at them now, I'm very pleased with the presentation. I'm always delighted to see work coming back again. And it looks very good, so I'm happy with that.
Coming back again, that means that you were associated with Monaco Fine Arts before.
Yes, I worked with Monaco Fine Arts for almost 30 years, I think. And then unfortunately the gallery closed because of various agreements to knock buildings down, and now it's been reborn, so I'm completely delighted with that.
You told me that you started to paint since you remember. You painted animals, but after you finished school, you drew human bodies. So what made you switch to wildlife?
I worked at the University of Bristol, and I was a medical artist for 6 years, so that entailed dissection of the human body and various other things, and I did illustrations for medical books and teaching material. And that was the most extraordinary privilege, really, because when you look at an animal or a human, you know exactly what's going on underneath. So it was a wonderful experience.
So what about wildlife? What made you choose wildlife to be your lifelong topic to paint?
You know, everybody has something that they love, and since I can remember, it was birds and insects and animals, and so that has always been my great passion.
You traveled a lot, so I think you managed to get to meet some of the wildlife animals. Can you say us something about the encounters you had?
Yes. When you see something which is so beautiful that you can hardly breathe, you know, it's the most extraordinary sensation. And then you try and carry something of that emotion back to your studio and put it into the paintings, because I think it's relatively easy to be a good technician, and it's relatively difficult to say something more. You know, I think there's a point where a painting acquires a kind of metaphysical aspect which is impossible to understand why or how, but just occasionally it happens. So, yes, that's what I look for, yes.
Your work supports several foundations, charities for endangered species. Tell us a story about white tiger.
Oh, the story about the white tiger is long and complicated. In fact, there was only one white tiger that was found in India in 1952. And so every single white tiger that exists in the world today comes from that one extraordinary animal. And it's just one of those miracles of nature. You
have several portraits of several animals here. Do you have your favorite?
Well, I must confess my heart is with the birds, always. They're just so wonderful, you know, they're small and complete and self-sufficient, and that's where my heart is, yes, with the birds.
Thank you, Spencer Hodge.
Thank you.